3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry.
Okay, the intro completely screwed up this morning, didn't it? I think my computer's slow. Maybe I should restart it. Busy morning this morning. Lots of profits overnight. I need to fix something on my screen here. Wow, yeah, it's really frozen up. Let's do something here. Let's go to this for 1 second. Logging in. I just had to move something there. All right, back on screen. So, Doug's here, the usual suspects. I gotta kind of be fast this morning, but I can see everything is really slow on my computer. So let me know if this thing is chunking down to nothing and freezing on you. If so, I'm gonna have to do a restart. Going to go over the trades real quick. I said to somebody in the group that we were going to talk about hedging. I don't think I'm going to have time to do like the full concept of it. I'm going to give you something you should practice. I think it's the number one skill you need. Literally just a simple hedge can protect your account from over trading. If you know that the price is coming back in the direction of our original trade, like look at this trade on the screen here. This is a sell trade. If it goes 8 trades deep and you've bid conservatively for your account, we're going to talk more about that moving forward. But if you've bid conservatively for your account, not a big deal if this thing goes 8, 10, 20 trades deep, because it can do that once in a while. However, you probably don't want to take the 20 trades. At some point, you probably want to hedge, not take any more trades, let that price continue to move away from the original direction, and then when it comes back and the hedge is break even, get out of the hedge, and in a perfect world, it will continue going towards your take profit. We'll get into that. Let me look at the account here first. I'm going to drop a little bit of a seed, probably be dropping a seed quite a few times this week until I figure out the perfect way to describe this to you in a direction. But boy, do I have a whole different... I've been doing something that I thought you guys would be doing and nobody's doing. I described the concept to someone in our group and they were like, I feel physically sick in an exciting way that... what you just told me changes the entire outcome, the entire outlook, the entire reason for what we're even doing here. I've been doing it naturally on my own, and I believe that this new concept, it's just a different idea, right? It's a different way to look at things. It's like changing the picture in the background of my screen from mountains to a highway, right? It's just a different view, and I always say this, don't ever forget this. You are only ever one idea away from everything you ever wanted in your life. Just an idea, nothing else. The idea itself. So when I implement and start guiding you towards this new idea with what we're doing, nothing changes, but the mindset changes. The reason you're doing it changes. Guess what it will do? It'll also change your bid. And it'll make you feel more comfortable with trading. And you'll be conservative in a way that no matter how conservative you are, that dollar you make could potentially turn into $5,000 in the future. I'll leave it at that. Let's look at some trades here. Mark says, I'll put it up on the screen here. I agree with Mark. Mark says, great Monday morning. It is a great Monday morning. Got some really nice movement. We got movement as soon as the market opened yesterday. We went into a GBP JPY trade that lasted, I think Denise said one lasted 7 minutes. I think another one lasted 14 minutes, 12 minutes. Pretty amazing. We are looking at a free trade that I've sent out. If you look at the comment here on the trade itself, it says FX with Terry signals free. This is a great trade to jump into. In fact, let's look at something. We'll come back to this. Look at what closed overnight. Amazing. I think we were holding NZD CAD from last week. Maybe the Euro NZD. I think GBP USD went into a trade, went into profit, and I believe the same thing happened with GBP JPY. $610.98 in closed signal profit. You could have bid whatever you want. You could have bid more, could have bid less. I'm going to flex my ego here a little bit, okay? Because we all know the truth about Forex trading. My trades don't lose. Like, we didn't lose anything here. And I know you understand the underpinnings, the underbelly. I think Denise pointed something out yesterday. I said, GBP USD went into a trade and 14 minutes later. And she said, well, but that's not in the feed that I'm... Right. I get that, right? It's like, and she said FOMO, fear of missing out. I get it. The new vision of what I'm going to tell you we're doing here will completely quell that entire thing, and you'd be like, I'm good. I have no more fear of missing out. You will love it. So, not much going on there. I mean, it had some nice volume. If you were in those trades from last week, guess what? Profit. But you could absolutely enter this sell. Euro JPY probably going to sit around a little bit. But, like, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're not in this trade right now. Let's go look at the chart. And you're like, well, it's in $342 worth of drawdown, signal-wise, because it's bidding, $10 a pip. So you can see that, and my system loves to do this. I was telling this to Derek yesterday, and although Derek's been playing with the system for a while, I don't know if he necessarily seen it this way. My system loves to trade against the movement. Basically, position trading and dollar cost averaging. Here's why position trading is, in my experience, the number one way to trade. It's because position trading, although I'm going to kind of simplify it, position trading is entering a trade and managing it. Notice what I didn't say. I didn't say that we're entering a trade with the MACD and the RSI 4 and the Ichimoku cloud and moving average crosses and propulsion candle. We basically, now obviously my system has a very good entry, but it's not based off of like standard free indicators that you could buy. We are taking a position. That's it. And that's how you should look at it. We took a position and we manage it. What's interesting, you can't see this probably on the screen because it's black, but there was a candle wick that came almost all the way down to take profit, and then it moved against. No big deal, okay? The system, it's not that it was wrong. It's like, well, that nothing happened there. So even if this moves against us, it's going to add in and scale in trades. That's taking a position, being in the market, and managing it. And that's where the hedge concept comes in to protect your account. And I need to get you guys to start practicing it, because it's literally all you have to do. The difficult thing, the challenging thing with doing a hedge, and I'll show you how to practice this stuff, is timing. When should you do it? And it's more of a gut feeling than some sort of analysis. Scale up to the day one chart and look at the support and resistance area. Yeah, that's just, you might as well just guess at that point, right? A lot of it has to do with individual currency pairs. More importantly, here is when you should hedge. And I know I'm talking a lot about hedging this morning. Get on with the trades, right, Terry? You hedge your account as a simple protection. The moment you place a hedge, if you're in a trade at $10 per pip, 1.0, if you're in a buy trade, let's get specific. If you're in a buy trade at 1.0 lot size and you're like, it's gone too far. Not so far that there's not enough room to place another trade, right? But you're like, I need to protect myself. You place an equal and opposite hedge immediately. Not a hedge which is equal and opposite plus a little bit. You don't do that. You place the hedge, and what you do is you immediately lock in the loss or the draw. I don't want to say the drawdown that you were in, and you give yourself some time to think. Okay. Now, you got to hear me out here. This one will be a little. That's why you have to practice. I had a US 30, tiny little $1,300 US 30 account a couple weeks ago. No, a couple months ago, that I just let go south on me. It was so small, I wasn't worried about losing the money, and I was managing other things. And I hedged it. Okay, a $1,200 account, I hedged it. It went into $5,000 drawdown, and I recovered from it. How is that possible? How can you take a $1,300 account into a $5,000 drawdown? Hedging, right? And I'm not saying you should do that, but it's mind-boggling because it will lock in your loss, and guess what? It takes your margin level percent to zero, meaning zero effect, not to zero in a negative way. Zero effect. What I like to do is I like to hold that hedge until the price comes back to my hedge and is at break even. And then I get out. If it goes against me again, I hedge again until it comes back. The only challenge there is that if you hedge and the system, if you hedge too early and the system has been dragging the take profit farther and farther and farther towards the current price because it keeps scaling into trades, you might not be taking the trades, but it's scaling that take profit. If your hedge is below the take profit, the new calculated take profit from the feed, you're probably in a little bit of trouble. Okay. That's why it's a dance, it's a game, it's a gut feeling. You certainly can act like you're analyzing the chart, support and resistance, and so on and so forth. But I would tell you this. The time to hedge on your account is when you know you need to. And that only comes from practice. When I say you know you need to, based off of what the margin level percent is doing, you're like, this could, if this keeps going against me, I'm going to get in trouble. It's not, I'm in trouble, I'm going to hedge now. Because there could be a lot of times where your margin level percent is so low that it won't let you place the hedge. And now you're screwed. The goal, and I'm going to make you feel a lot better about this in the future, the goal is to bid conservatively. Nobody wants to bid conservatively. Nobody wants to make, I'm trying to think of some numbers. Nobody wants to make $20 a month on their $1,000 account. They want to make $500 a month in their $1,000 account. That's absolutely possible if you're willing to puppeteer and pull the strings and manipulate everything. I don't like to do that as much, and sometimes you just can't. The market's not favorable, and you're bidding, you're trying to bid like a degenerate gambler, and it goes against you. So with the new feed, the 10 pip hybrid feed, we're going to be able to do that together if we ever get in a scenario. In fact, I'm chomping at the bit to go, man, give me something that runs against me so I can show everybody this, right? And it will copy over to your account. The difficult thing is, did you overbid for your account? Because when I add a hedge to the main feed, which I'm going to protect it, at that point you got to go, well, it burnt me because I was bidding too much to begin with. What's too much? I don't know. It's you. You could be over trading, overbidding. But I will tell you that I'm going to give you an incredible life-changing argument to trade this stuff conservatively that will change your life. Someone like Mark right now is saying, hell no, I need to create a huge income from this. Well, I'm going to be describing something to you soon and revealing something soon that will probably impact at least 95% of the people and go, oh, that's what you're doing. I never looked at it that way. I didn't think that. And in fact, I will say this one little revelation. I could make half. We could both have the exact same Forex account, and I could make half of what you make, and in the end have 10 times what you made by making half of what you made. Pretty, I know that's pretty like, what? What's he talking about? I will explain it. So, Matt says, I like it. Derek says, nope, I didn't mind blowing. Nope, I didn't. Mind-blowing revelation. Okay, those words kind of like depended on what pause. Makes me think of a joke my favorite comedian said, but I won't waste your time with it. So this is a good trade. Euro JPY, here's the point that you might go, well, this is in drawdown. I don't know, Terry. If you didn't enter it now. You're getting in at a hell of a better price right now. Because guess what? This is a sell. The price is going to go that way. And it's going to touch our take profit, wherever that is. I don't care if this thing has to scale in, 5-6 trades. Bid a realistic amount, Douglas Weaver says. Teach! Bid a realistic amount that you can handle it to go against you a little bit, and I know a lot of people use the premium signals feed if you're entering trades manually on a prop firm or something. Wait a little bit. In this particular case, you could wait until this comes down a little bit more and starts heading to... You could wait until this is 10 cents blue and then enter. Doesn't mean it's going to go back against you, but this is just saying, you know what, market's pushed against a little bit. I'm certain that when it goes into another trade, let me show you this. When it goes into another trade, it's going to take this take profit down here and it's going to move it up. So you just have to be ready for that and aware of that, right? All right, I won't lean on that too much. Let's pause here for a second. And let me look at the new account list. We are now going to look at pretty much everything together. We're going to look at the hybrid feed and the high profit feed all on one account. Okay. And it just kind of gives you an overall idea of the system. We get to kind of look at everything at once. And then the third account we'll look at is just all trades, as if you were looking at maybe the premium feed, let's say. And just kind of what the overall system is doing, what's open, what's closed, that type of stuff. So let me pull this up. I'm betting this is going to be pretty freaking impressive because we had an incredible high profit night and morning. So we're in currently, the hybrid feed is currently, I'm not going to share the live trades here, but currently the hybrid feed is in a currency pair, 3 of them, and the third one that's scaled in is profitable. So looking really good. And let me pull up the results page here. So overnight, the hybrid feed closed these trades. I think Euro NZD was held over the weekend. So it was a little bit of, I don't want to say a loss, a little bit of a negative, but it overtook, the profits overtook any sort of that was negative there. So in the end, it's, a net profit, net profit, $7,809.10 in closed profit. If you were bidding on this particular account, the high, we'll look at these specifically, but the high profit feed, US 30 is bidding a base lot size of $1, right? I'm sorry. It's bidding. Yeah, it is bidding a base lot size of $1. I'm bidding, obviously more than that because this is $10 total. But nonetheless, if you look at, here, yeah, so I'm basically doing a base bid of $10, right? When we do high profit, it's 3 trades. It's one trade that takes profit at 3 points, right? So if we get to take profit 2 and it backs out on us, we still got profit from take profit 1, and take profit 2 backs out at, like like a dollar loss or break even, and then take profit 3 is just closed. But look at these trades. These trades are phenomenal. US 30 crushed it. Look how much money that thing makes. But you also have to have a big enough account to do it. I have an account. I'll show you a live account where I bid freaking, what did I bid? 20 cents? I'll look at it before I show you. Made an incredible profit, made like $300. There's no sense in me showing you. That's the same trade, right? I made like $300 bidding 20 cents on US 30. What? That's incredible. That's incredible. And that's pretty conservative too. It's a small account, that type of stuff. Gold crushed it. All 3 TPs, incredible. And it looks like we had a couple different, I haven't really even looked at the volume. We had a couple different US 30s go off last night. This one happened very early in the night. I was like, oh crap, that's pretty early to be taking US 30. Look at it, spot on. Just spot on. Absolutely incredible crushing night. So that's the 10 pip hybrid feed and the high profit trades all in one account. Yes, I'm bidding what appears to be a lot, but certainly a live money account of like what size account would you need to handle these lot sizes and make this much? I'm going to go on the low end. You probably need about a $20,000 account to do this and not be degenerate. I don't know if you could do this. It might. It depends on, the particular trade. But you could have also taken losses on this. Could a $10,000 account handle this? I mean, probably, barely, possibly. Certainly if you had a $30,000, $40,000 account, you just made $7,809 at a night bidding what I'm bidding here, given the current market conditions. Could they turn on us? Yeah. Could we take some losses like we did last week? Absolutely. My tiny account trading gold, I think gold and US 30 is still down just a little bit because remember last week when gold just went push, and we just took some losses. I've recovered about 70% of those, and we're gonna have a great week. I'm not even aware, but I kind of seen some news yesterday. You guys let me know. I don't watch the news very much, but I guess Israel invaded Iran or Iran invaded Israel or something over the weekend. I don't necessarily remember. All right, so that's looking really good. I'm impressed with that. I impress myself with this, right? But you don't need to make very much money in Forex to make a lot of money. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Or showing you how I do it. You do what you want. So the next account, stand by. This is the overall, which basically, let me pull it up here. This is the overall account, which is just getting some momentum. Here it is. So I'll tell you, I'm not going to show you the trades because I'd be giving these away for free. But this is what would be considered all of the trades in the current system. And although I just started sending these trades to the feed about last week, I'd have to compare it to the actual feed itself. But it pretty much has them all. So let me just count how many trades were in overall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 trades roughly. So let me share with you the closed results overnight. And this is represented in a lot of different ways. So it has closed $1,512.30 overnight. Now, as I scroll back through, this is just my main algorithm that's sending out trades that you can do whatever you want with. Typically, I call this the premium signals feed. So what you would do is you would take my main feed, you would send it to a $100,000 at least demo account, and you put it at minimum lot size or $1 or whatever you want. I put it at minimum so it doesn't blow out the account. And you get to see through walls. You get to see all of these trades. And look, the only one that had, that's not true. We had a little bit of negative on the Euro JPY, but we overcame that with the final closure, so there's no loss there. And we had a little bit of negative on AUD CAD, but if you look farther down here, there's probably another AUD CAD. I'm not seeing that anywhere, so I might have to check that out. And then obviously we know that Euro NZD minus 155 was overtaken by the 492. Those were both taken at the same time. I'm trying to I think this was a mistake, something that I might have done that might only be showing here. I don't know why that is happening, but let's just kind of ignore that for now because it got in and got out. I think that was probably my mistake. Nothing that the system did. I had to make a change over, something happened there. But nonetheless, $1,512 and in just about, in terms of a win rate, it's like a 98% win rate, right? In my eyes, it's a 100% win rate because if you are at negative 100 and plus 400, that's not a loss, my friends. That's a $300 net profit. Doug says you're such a tease. Actually, I will tell you this. I'm holding off of describing my new kind of vision for this because I think it's so powerful. I want to present it in the right way. I had said that if you're coming to Vegas, I'm going to sit you down and explain this to you and extract from you your thoughts about this. So I know for sure Doug's planning on being there. Doug's going to get an earful before anybody else will. And I'm just doing that as kind of a bonus. I'm eventually going to share this with everybody. And it could potentially be an entirely new direction we take this business. Nothing changes. Same feed, same concept, but we look at it differently. We think about it differently. And when I give you this new idea, you're going to go, wow, that's pretty incredible. I think it's pretty incredible. So that's basically it. That's what's going on with our system. That's a view on the inside. Everything's beautiful for a Monday morning tax day. Hope you paid your taxes. I got that stuff done. I only got a couple more minutes. Reason is I got to do some moving today. I actually have to load up the RV and take it into town and refresh all of my stuff. Water, sewer, all that stuff. So that's going to take me a couple hours. Doug says, I'll be there. I know you will be. Doug and I were on the phone the other day planning. We're like pool party day, food day, travel around day, act like fools day. We're going to have a good time. So hopefully more of you guys can make it. But I know I kind of sprung it on you late this year. Still thinking of doing Atlantis, Bahamas in September. I said I was going to go for 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Because I was like, I've done 3 weeks before. You tend to, after about 2 weeks, you tend to get a little bit bored. But for 2 weeks, I can party pretty hard for 2 weeks. So we'll see. As far as hedging goes, I'm just going to put this out there verbally, and we need to spend a lot more time on this. What I want you to do is get yourself a demo account. And I want you to, if you have access to like premium signals feed, okay, I want you to grab a trade and here's the tough thing, because it's going to take a little bit of practice. I want you to enter a trade when the signal says, when it says buy GBP USD, go ahead and buy. Now, yesterday's case, GBP USD went off and then went right into profit like 14 minutes later. What I want you to do is eventually get yourself to a point where you've entered a signal trade, like a buy on GBP USD, and you enter it at a degenerate high level to where if it goes too far against you, it's really going to hit the account. And then what I want you to do, when it goes not too far, but it's certainly going headed in that direction, like it's not coming back right away in the original direction, I want you to hedge and just watch what happens. I want you to see that the drawdown can go, the drawdown is frozen, okay? So you could close out both of the trades at any point and only take the loss that is in the drawdown, which is locked in. Your margin level percent will go to 0. And what I'm hoping you get is a trade that goes farther against you, but not so far that it moves the take profit past where your hedge would be. And you'll be able to see that. You can look at my trades here. Let me click something. You can look at my trades here and you can see what the take profit price is. And if your hedge is on the chart and your take profit starts moving, up past it on a sell trade, then you're probably in trouble. But it's as simple as this conceptually. When and if your account is compromised because of a couple reasons. First, you bid too much, maybe. Second, you taking too many currency pairs. That shouldn't be a problem anymore if you're going to use my hybrid feed. Or third, and I think I said it, did I say it? You bid too much? Oh, yes, I did. Or you get a pair that just, wow, has pushed against us 10, 15, 18 trades. Somewhere before it gets there, based off of your margin level percent, I want you to base it off of that. You've got to go, you know what, at 1,000% margin level, and I'm just picking something random out of the sky here. At 1,000% margin level, I'm going to hedge. Maybe you do it at 800. And you literally just, that hedge simply locks everything in. You don't have to make any decisions. The price continues to push away. When it comes back, and I'll give you some automated stuff here, but when it comes back to that original hedge and the hedge goes to zero, you get out. And then if it continues in the original trade direction, goes to take profit, that thing could go $1 million against you on a $1,000 account and come all the way back, and you get out at break even, and your account was protected the whole time. It's possible. I'm being kind of general and facetious a little bit, but you got to have that protection because, especially I was talking with Derek yesterday, and Derek and I work on this stuff quite a bit. We collab on this stuff quite a bit. And he took a trade at a lot size that he didn't want to take, and it started to really go against him, so he just took the loss. And I was like, you really don't have to do that. Now, if you got a prop firm account, which I think he was doing, I don't know how they're going to handle. It probably should be fine. As long as you lock in that loss, it's obviously not more than what your breach number is. But nonetheless, I was like, had you just hedged, that price would come back. And in fact, let me go look at something off screen here. Because I think it was CAD JPY. Let me look at the chart real quick. Here we go. So take profits down here, which is the original take profit. So we have the original sell, and then we had another sell. And I think he got in about right here, let's say, okay, on a sell at a higher lot size than he wanted to. And this is what it did. It went against, right? Well, somewhere about right here is when he would have said, okay, it's going too far. I'm going to go ahead and hedge. So you hedge right here at this level, and then you just hold it. And look what the price did. Came right back to the hedge. You get out, and it might continue right down to take profit. And your account would not have survived up here adding another trade. And it wouldn't have survived if it kept going. It probably wouldn't have survived. You would have taken more of a loss than your account could handle for the day, right? And you were pretty close anyway. But that hedge would have stopped all the panic. Going too far, hedge, stop. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to try to trade out of it, because there is that concept. That's more difficult, to where you trade out of it, to where you're like, okay, I'm placing the hedge. So we were originally in a sell position. Okay, let me get rid of some. We were originally in a sell position. You place the hedge, which is a buy, equal and opposite buy, and then you could place another buy at a higher / degenerate lot size, and you could have taken profit up here. But that's, hindsight 2020. That's what you want to do, and then you get out of it up here instead of having to wait for it to come down. But problem is, price usually just goes like this, and now you're in trouble. Now you're negative on both sides, right? Let me put this up there. Mark says, I absolutely used a hedge with gold last week, turned a huge loss into a very small loss. Yep. That's the key. And it takes practice. It really takes practice. So I want you guys to learn that. Learn it. Practice it. Start a demo. It's harder to do it because you need to create the perfect scenario for yourself anyway. Basically, what you should do to be able to do this on a demo is enter a signal that my system gives you. You know, if it says buy GBP USD, set the buy, but go in at a really high lot size. And when it goes, let's say 1,000% margin level, 800%, hedge and just wait, right? The only danger there is you got in too early and GBP USD is going to add 12 more trades and the take profit is going to blow past where your hedge is. You could hedge again, right? At that point, that's why you need to practice. So I think that is what I wanted to cover today. I know much more verbal. I'll get into it. I said this to someone yesterday. I even said this to Derek, but I said it to someone else. And don't use this as a practice because it will burn you on certain currency pairs. But I have in the past, and I'm going to make you dangerous and you're probably going to screw up. But if like CAD JPY, kind of a slow mover, and my system typically will enter a pair wanting it to go against a little bit so it can scale in. It's just taking a position, right? If CAD JPY, and you won't be able to know this, but I'm going to make you a little bit more degenerate. If CAD JPY says sell, you could have bought right there and it went right into profit on your buy trade. It doesn't work that way on all currency pairs, but you'll get a feel for which ones kind of push against it. And my system's designed to do that. It's designed to take a position where the price could potentially go against, right? It's kind of like a 50-50 area. It's either going to go against or it's going to go right to our take profit, like GBP USD went right into take profit last night, a few minutes. That's a higher volume currency pair, so you probably wouldn't want to trade that in reverse. But there are, trade it in reverse, and that'll also teach you how to hedge out of a bad scenario. But typically the best thing to do is take the signal, take the trade in the direction the system is saying, take it at a high lot size, and not completely degenerate where the moment enter the trade you're at 200% margin level. That's not going to give you enough room. But enough to where if it does go against you in the next few hours and your margin level's coming down, you can hedge and see if you can trade out of it. It is definitely a timing concept. That's all it is. So that's it. Busy day for me today, at least busy next 2 or 3 hours. I know there's some people that just came into the system, so I'll get you going. But also beware if you're watching this right now live that today is just one of those little bit busier days for me. I'll be out of pocket for a couple hours and then I'll be right back. So anyway, that's it. Appreciate you joining me Monday morning, April 15th. I'll see you tomorrow morning, April 16th, bright and early, and I will see you in the group. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.